Hello, everyone. It is Self-Care Sunday, Self-Care Edition. How are you? And you, but especially you. Yeah, you. How you doing tonight? Tell me about it. I want to know how you're doing this Sunday evening, the 25th of January, the last Sunday in January. Can you believe it? We are at the last Sunday in Weathermageddon. In Weathermageddon. I don't know what you want to call it, but that's basically boom, there goes that screen. Is live. It is great to have you with me tonight, wherever you are coming from. Wherever you're checking in from, I'm glad to have you here tonight. Hey, Lou in Iowa, how are you? Hopefully, you are doing well in whatever weather you have there. It has been a roller coaster week, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the roller coaster. The roller coaster. There's not a straight line to success. Hey, Kelly! Kelly, how are you and Ryan? I hope you are doing amazing. I hear even New Mexico got some of this weather. I'm not sure if Albuquerque got some of this, but this storm has been so big. And I was talking to people in Texas earlier, and they're all iced over, and it is just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs out there. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs is what they say. Oops. Out there tonight. Trying to get my lighting semi right here. Semi right here in this snowmageddon. Rain then snow. Yuck. That's the heavy stuff. That's the heavy stuff. We're at 14 inches and counting here. 14 inches and counting. It is crazy the amount that is out there. But it's the light and fluffy variety. Uh, 4 degrees with a great Canadian breeze. That's just the kind of breeze everybody wants, Lou. Do you want a sea breeze or do you want a Canadian breeze? Oh, that is great. I love it. I love it. We have got the snow and everything, but it's everywhere. It's everywhere, and everybody's dealing with the same thing. Everybody's dealing with something right now. Okay, even Lou would like a sea breeze. Okay, even my sister's supposed to be on this cruise with her friends and flies all the way to Australia to get the boat. And the crew gets to Australia and the cruise is canceled because the cruise ship has no propulsion. Okay, you fly all the way from Texas to Australia to get on a boat and find your ship canceled. It's just everybody's got something. Everybody's got something. But let's talk about it. Let's start with our opening quote tonight. I love the man that can smile in trouble, that can gather strength from distress and grow brave by reflection. Ooh, from Thomas Paine. Uh, from Thomas Paine, there we got our quote. Um, so yeah, it has been a week. We have been talking about planning and goals and just setting up for the year for success. We've been doing a lot of that. And then you have this roller coaster week of weather that is affected just about everywhere. And if it's not the weather, it's something else. But you have had extreme cold. You've had extreme weather. I think I have shoveled the walkways 5 out of the last 7 days about, and my back is sore and my body is sore, and all of that. And so, as you talk about what do you do, okay, when life throws you a curveball, when the weather throws you a curveball, and in business, and in life, it doesn't matter. People have plans. You have plans. Just like I mentioned, my sister planned on going on this, amazing cruise with her friends, and is now sitting in Australia. Um, but you know, through all of this, whether you are dealing with cold weather, uh, bob and weave and pivot, adaptability. It's not even resiliency. It is bob, weave, pivot. It is adaptability. It is adaptability. I vote for adaptability more than resiliency. Resiliency is sort of a survival instinct, okay? And it is, and I'm all for survival. Okay, I'm all for, we gotta be there another day, okay, to be there another day. Okay, full belly, roof over our head, heat on in the house, and we live to fight another day. But it's really adaptability or pivot, which pick your word, pick your word. It's not resiliency. Okay, it is adaptability, and we are incredibly, as entrepreneurs, we are incredibly adaptable, incredibly adaptable. Okay, to the circumstances that we face, um, to what is in front of us, and to whatever situation comes our way. And with our customers, okay, it is important in how we connect, because how we connect means everything. How we show up, how we connect, how we communicate what we're doing, whether you are open, whether you are closed, whether you are a warming center, because some people just need a warm place to go. I mean, a warm place to go. I had a landlord before that was a bar owner, and he used to open every on the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and he'd be like, and he was a bar, okay, he was a bar, the pool room in the back, just the bar, all that. That's what he was. But he opened on those days more than other days. And actually, on those days, he would bring in a turkey, a ham, and just have food there for people, because people didn't always have a place to go. And your store is like that. Okay, your store is that safe place. Uh, uh, Absolutely, Dodie. Don't worry about things you can't control, and we all certainly can't control Mother Nature. That Mother Nature is intent on proving that. And I've talked to people in warm places in the last week. Even in our friends in Florida, our stores in Florida have had some extreme cold. You in Texas have had. I don't know if in Wichita Falls what it's been, but I talked to people in Dallas, Houston, and it's been completely frozen over. And so there is all of these things, and it's adaptability. But our friends at the National Retail Federation, and I love this study because it's true, okay, that weather affects 2% of business. 2% of all retail sales are affected by weather. And I think it's 2.1 or whatever the percentage, but it's a really small percentage. And the other part of that story in that study is it affects things positive and negative. Okay, when it's really, really cold, okay, even in places where it's warm, you're going to sell more sweaters. You're going to sell less summer swim and beach wear, but you're going to sell more sweaters. Okay, Home Depot sells more shovels and stuff now. Okay, in extreme, hurricanes, they sell more wood and sandbags to board things up. In the Northeast, you couldn't find any ice melt. They were selling clay sand. They were selling water softener salt to people instead of ice melt at stores this weekend. But there is opportunity through all of this. I mean, even poor Ellen, hey Ellen and Mike, who have been stranded in the Caymans and can't get home. I mean, stranded. My heart goes out to them. What a vacation Mike planned. I give Mike kudos. Mike wins Husband of the Year for that trip. Husband of the Year for planning a trip and getting you stranded in, of all places, the Cayman Islands. Love the Caymans. Love the Caymans. I mean, those bonus days are some of the best. We have a very fond memories of one time where we got stranded in Florida because there was a storm and our flights were canceled, and we had extra days, and we rented a car and got another different resort, and just had a great time. It's these opportunities, but it's also these opportunities with your customers. It's these opportunities to communicate with your customers and to share with them. Okay, they're stuck too. They're frustrated too. They don't love the extremes of weather. And so being there for them in whatever way, that doesn't mean necessarily being there in your store, although lots of us had our stores open at different points in these extreme weather events of the last week, and we're there for people. So it is these moments where we connect and where we show up for people, and that is so important. That is so important, that we do that for people and that we connect for people. Because that adaptability matters. That being truthful with your customers about what you're doing and when you're closing and when you're opening and what you're able to do for them, especially for such a community-minded business such as resale. Resale is so community-focused with its approach and what we are doing, okay, that your community truly depends on it. And it's also so important to take care of others in your community. We got takeout from this small business, family run, literally family. It's all that works there. Husband, wife, kids in the business they're a chicken and waffle restaurant. Okay, they're a chicken and waffle takeout place, and we got takeout from them. We got a big trays of stuff. To shelter in for the storm, but we did it to support him because he's losing out, especially today. He's been closed, which is a big day for football orders and people watching football, and he lost out on all that business. And it's really hard in business to lose out on a day of sales. But like the National Retail Federation says, 2% positive and negative. So, yesterday this chicken restaurant had a better day. Okay. And really had a better day because they let people know in advance. Order on Saturday. We have these to-go boxes. This is what we can do for you. For stores that had sweaters and coats in areas that needed it, or snowsuits. Advertising, connecting with that. It is all the ways for people that are tired. You can move right from that, okay, to spring break. Okay, you are headed out. Okay, people are out post this storm. Okay, we're a week away from Groundhog Day, and Groundhog Day is a mental shift in winter. Groundhog Day is a mental shift. It is that when we start looking really forward to spring and summer. It is the starting point, regardless whether the groundhog sees its shadow or not. It is the starting point of a mindset shift. Okay, and that is an opportunity. That is an opportunity in business to be talking about the aspirational effects, what people are looking forward to. Okay, so swimsuits and the islands and getting out of Dodge, and looking to renewal. Even if you sell furniture, They are looking to renew their spaces for the spring. They are looking to reconnect and renew. And that is so incredibly important as we shift that mindset. Groundhog Day is the shop's anniversary. Yes, I love that. It's also my sister's birthday. Next week we have my sister's birthday and Nana's birthday. Nana's not a groundhog, but she's a couple days later. Yes, people are getting ready. Hey, Heather, how are you? Are getting ready for spring break. It was really funny. I got to tell you, Heather, I saw that picture of you for the and Scott with the winter formal and everything, and that the pitmaster barbecue guy is got from Texas is in the biggest, heaviest coat of all of you in that picture. That was great. Absolutely, Dodie. Donating your expired coats to Homeless Lives Matter. Great way to help out. And absolutely, those connections matter. Those things matter. That's stuff that the big guys can't pivot and do, but you can. And that makes a lasting impression in your town. -10. I feel for you. It's cold. It's cold. I was glad it warmed up enough to snow. I was glad. I'm not glad for over the foot of snow and still coming here, but I was glad it technically warmed up so it could snow. I don't know if I can show a picture of here. Let's see if I can. Oh, it looks like they. It's still. So I got a. Can I share that screen? I don't know if I can share that in. Boom. Can I share that? Maybe I can. Is that gonna share? Is that gonna show up on my screen? There is a picture of some snow, partially plowed, but you can see it piling up out there. You can see it piling up out there. All that snow. Ellen keeps on looking out her window, at the other side of her umbrella drink, but doesn't see the snow where she's at. Yeah, so it was a positive thing that it warmed up to snow. But it's adaptability. We adapt. And so people do want that. They want that aspirational. And so one of the things I said that I talk about, and now's just as good a time as any, was progressive sales, because a lot of you have been doing it. Now you know why old people move to Florida. You get snow and it vanishes quickly. It has been something. This storm ain't this snow ain't disappearing anytime soon. This snow is not disappearing anytime soon. I don't think. I don't know. Just as soon it could be 80 next week. But I said I'd talk briefly about what a progressive sale is. So there's sort of two different kinds of progressive sales that people run for their clearance sales. And we talked about when to run a clearance sale. Basically, you're in that zone anytime now between now and the middle or so of February to run a really big clearance sale. Some stores run a progressive sale to completely flip their store. Okay, they sell everything to the bare walls and donate anything that's left, and then have a big spring reveal is one way of doing it. And when the way stores do that usually is by a dollar amount. Okay, so they'll have 1 week where everything is $10, 1 week where everything is $7. 1 week where everything is $5, and 1 week where everything is like $2 every item, and get everything gone. Some stores, it depends on your price point. Kids, I've seen it with kids stores do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, a 5 week massive clearance event, and then in week 6 a whole reveal of their spring merchandise because they've been taking it and they're holding it back. Got one store that's going to have a reveal, I think it's next week. One store that I work with, and they've got over 50,000 items to hit the floor next week that are all spring, and they're having their dollar days. This is the last, everything in the store is $1 this week, to clear out the final bit of it. And the whole idea of that progressiveness is shop early for best selection and shop later for best value. So you get people coming back more than once. It's also your truly best shoppers come in before the sale because they don't want to miss out on that good item that they were hemming and hawing about. And so they buy it before then. Another version of that progressive sale is to do it by percentage off, where it increases, okay, where all your items get increasingly a higher discount over time. So maybe you have an additional discount. You start with an extra 15%. Then you move to an extra 20% off. Then 30% off. Then 40% off. 50% off. 60% off. Again, to move the old merchandise, you can do it by date. You can, if you're not flipping the whole store, you can do it by date of merchandise or color tag if you've done color. Color is not my favorite, but you can do that, and the discount gets bigger each week. And again, it's shop early for best selection, shop later for best value. But you got to remember that having a clearance sale is all about clearing it out. Your best shoppers want to pay full price. And for a store that is doing any volume, okay, the items that remain in your store remain there because of three reasons. Three reasons for an established store, and they are all yours. Yes, you. Yes, you. Your fault. Okay, and they all start with P. They are the 3 P's of resale. And the first P is, of course, price. Okay, we fat fingered it. We priced this Patriot shirt, which is very nice, at $120 instead of $12. And everybody looks at it. You tag it. You took a picture for the website. You put it up on Facebook. But nobody realized that you really priced it $120. And everybody looks at it, but nobody says anything. Okay? And thus, the item never sells. The second P, placement or promotion. And it happens in furniture too, but it's easy to explain in clothing. You put that size 2 in the size 22s. And even though you walk by it every day and you see there's this really small thing in the size 22s, again, nobody does anything with it. So it never sells. And the third P of the dreaded P's of resale is the pity take. The pity take. And we all do it. She was such a sweet old lady. She told us the greatest story about her items. Or the nicest man brought in these things and he told us about his wife who passed away or something. And I just couldn't say no to him. I just couldn't say no. We all do it. We just have to do less of it. That's why items do not sell at a store that does any level of volume. And so we just have to minimize those things. We have to minimize and do less of them. But that's why you have a sale, a semi-annual clearance or periodic clearance sale, to get rid of those mistakes. It's not making the mistake that matters. It's that keeping it around like it's the family pet. Remember, you are not married to your inventory. Ellen is married to Mike. Kelly is married to Ryan, etc. You are not married to your inventory. Don't treat it like a family member. Treat it like a guest that spent too long and you paid too much rent on. You paid rent on it too many times. That is what you did. So moving on out. And your best customers want to see the new stuff and pay you full price. It is exciting stuff. You know what else is exciting? This video and everything I talk about. This video and everything I talk about goes over to the YouTube channel. And you're not alone running this store, where you can like, comment, subscribe, and oh yes, Ring the bell. Ring the bell so you know when another one drops. Yes, you are getting better, and we're going to talk about those stats, Kelly. You're going to like. We're going to talk about some of your numbers. And I am married to Cassandra. Absolutely, I am definitely not married to my inventory. I am here every Sunday and Wednesday at More 8 Than Ish. But if you have a question in between, just email me, Neil, Neil at Next Level Resale, or DM me on Facebook. DM me. You can find me. I'm so easy to find. You can find me there and share it with everybody you know in business because we want to help everybody run a better business. We start our show every night with our opening quote. Our opening quote tonight was, "I love the man that can smile in trouble, that can gather strength from distress and grow brave by reflection." Our closing quote tonight is, "Action may not always bring happiness, but there's no happiness without action." There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Oops, I just tore the wrong page off. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I am here in a snowstorm, but I can't wait to see you. Yes, you fabulous you, on Wednesday night. I'll be back here at More 8 Than Ish on Wednesday. See you then, and see the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you on Wednesday.